When I say Nigerians are animals, I am referring to everybody that subscribe to the life view that a white man can come from Europe and create a country in Africa, but at the same time, no African can travel to Europe to create a country. I want you to understand the basis of our education, why we do what we do. Why anybody who is sensible, anybody who is reasonable, anybody who is discerning enough, anybody that thinks there is no way you can refer to yourself as a Nigerian, because as soon as you do that, as soon as you open your mouth to say you are a Nigerian, you have at least, before those who are reasonable enough, those that have shame, a bit of dignity and class, you have reduced yourself to nothing. When I say Nigerians are animals, by God, I keep saying this all the time. Go and Google it. Who created Nigeria? You will see the name Frederick Lugard. Also go and Google who created USA, who created Canada, who created Germany, who created France, who created Spain. You will see the reason why Africa is backwards. We have no self-esteem because we have no shame. There is no shame before our eyes. We are the ones that belittled ourselves. We are the ones that told the whole world we are animals. We are the ones insulting ourselves by our failure to comprehend, our failure to reason, our failure to understand, and our failure to at least accept that we have the same reasoning capacity or capability like any other race on the face of this very earth. That is why when we preach this very gospel, people must be very, very careful and follow us sequentially. You must be able to follow from the beginning. You must be able to follow from the beginning. You cannot tell me that you see yourself as an equal of a Latino, anybody at all in the world, and you're sitting in your house in your village, and somebody will travel for nearly 4,000 miles, come into your village and say, oh, from today, your name is no longer Ibeku. You're now called Omoaya. I can't understand it. Are you telling me that I can travel to Germany and say to them now, Westphalen should be known as Amokereke? Is that what you're telling me? Somebody left Europe, came to your land, and saw you watch a very beautiful place. I said now we call it Port Harcourt. And some people are saying it is Port Harcourt. And I'm looking at them and I'm wondering, what God made you? Don't you have shame? You don't have any shame. Are you telling me that we can travel to England and say we want to create a Port Wike or Port Hamechi? Is that what you're telling me? Or Port India? Is that what you're explaining to me? You want me to believe that you can come to Europe and name a waterway? Your name is that possible? Is that they will slaughter? In fact, they will even say you're not well. They will put injection into your body and dump you in the mental home. Now you understand it, don't you? Do you see why we do what we do? Not that we hate anybody, but anybody that says, I am a Nigerian, believe you me before God and man, that person is not a human being. It means that you are named the same way that anybody would name their dog, the same way that anybody would name a pet that they have. Is that what your... Ghana changed their name from Gold Coast to Ghana. Upper Volta changed their name as well. What is wrong with you people that you cannot reason? It is there in the... Go to Google and Google it. How can a man create you? A fellow man create you? Because you are inferior. You are racially inferior because you hate yourself so much that a white man from Europe has to come to give you an identity. That is the basis of every problem in Africa. We did not draw up our own boundaries. Other people did it for us. But the same people that did it for you, they can't allow you to do the same thing for them. Ask yourself this question. Why is that so? Any day you answer that question, the College of Technology, I think is in Naked somewhere as well. You have Alpha Nikoku, and then you have it used to be called School of Agriculture. 5. Listen carefully to what I'm saying, so that people around the world can understand where the stupidity of a black man starts from. It is not the white man that is making Africa poor. It is our stupidity and inability to comprehend, to reason very well. And I'll prove it to you. Every school in and around Imo State has an engineering department. In other words, every university in Nigeria has an engineering department. Now, ask yourself this question. In those universities, they have chemical engineering department. They have civil engineering department. They have, it's called water technology, or is it water engineering, they call it? They have all these things. Engineering departments. One of them is electricity. But you don't have any electricity anywhere around you. You all use generating sets. Ask yourself that question again. Of what purpose, therefore, is there for all these universities to have engineering departments then? It's simple common sense, isn't it? I will repeat. Ask yourself that question again. How come, I'm asking you, how come ordinary engineering department in 5 universities within should I say, a geographical space of, about 20 square miles, yet inside that town, there is no, inside that town, people are homeless because civil engineers are not building any houses. Inside that town, there are no passable roads because civil engineers are not building roads. Inside that same town, there is no sewage system. In fact, there is nowhere in the zoo called Nigeria that you have a proper sewage system. What you have is soak away that contaminates the water table. You draw it up with your sumo from your borehole. You drink contaminated water. And when you get sick, you start looking for a pastor. You start paying people to pray for you. Do you see the chain of what I call it chain of stupidity in us? That chain is what IPOB is breaking. That chain is what Radio Biafra is here to make people understand that your problem lies in your brain, nowhere else. You cannot blame a white man for your problem. We cannot blame the Chinese. We cannot blame the French. Nobody. Our problem is in our brain, the way we reason. That is our problem. That's what we're here to correct. And how do you correct it? You go to the source. What is the source of the problem? The source of the problem is Nigeria, as it is presently constituted. That is the problem. And we are here to render it asunder. How are we going to do that? Sequentially, step by step, complete demolition. How are we going to? In fact, I was delighted before we came on air this very evening that there are some Yorubas, I'm glad to say, who are still, should I say, very, who have remained very consistent. Let me put it that way. There is a particular Yoruba leader, a Yoruba man. I like him. And before I used to be by the Banjo and a few others. Now I've added this very man, Professor Akintoye. I want to pronounce it correct. Professor Akintoye. Do you know what he said? You know one thing about truth is that truth is always constant. It never changes. The thing about truth is it never ever deviates. It is broken. Of Sokoto. For many years, all of you're speaking in tongues, talking jazz, claiming you're speaking in tongues. That's how you know them. Idiots. You can't listen. You're speaking in tongues. You're not tired of listening to the baboon speaking in tongues. You're tired of listening. They're typical black people. They never, when they see the light, they fall inside bush. They see the road, they say, no, bush is better for us. They see light, they say, no, we prefer darkness. I've heard people started. And you think if you say it, I will stop. Hey, you're talking too much. When is this your Biafra coming again? And I read a very funny comment today on my page. Somebody asked the person, why don't you ask yourself when you stop flushing the toilet with bucket? and use the WC instead. Is to be asking Nnamdi Kanu, when is this your thing? When are we going to see it? I'm asking you, when are you going to stop using generator? Like every other civilized people do. When will you stop using generator? When will you stop drinking water from borehole? You can't answer. But you want me to answer you. You see how daft they are. That's why I said I sometimes I wish and I pray that they engage me in it so I can dismiss them. I am grateful to Professor Akintoye and also a man called Adeyemi Adeleye, the Director of Communications. I thank them for raising this very issue because the rest of the zoo, they kept thinking maybe there is something wrong with IPOB, there is something wrong with Nnamdi Kanu. The world can now say that the zoo called Nigeria is not a banana republic for nothing. The people inside it, they don't reason very well. They are not critical of themselves. A chief of staff is a mere political appointee, not elected by the people. Not elected by the people. That's something you must know. So he has no constitutional position. He has no position. There is no position in your constitution that says somebody has to be a de facto president. It's just because they don't want to lose power. We lost out during Yaradua, and now you gave us Buhari again. We no go agree, we no go agree. That's all. Atiku knows what is happening. Who in Nigeria doesn't know that Buhari is dead? They all know, even the EU. And I'll prove it later on. They all know. Why are they not doing something about it? Because they realize there is a saying where we come from, which means when the country is very bad, it's only the cabal will be enjoying. If you talk too much from Europe, they'll call it to one side and they will put $1 million in your account. You're a civil servant in EU, you've not seen money before. 1 million from a few monkeys in Africa. Why won't you be having fun? I said it the last time. That is what is happening. Someone said, these are the diplomats. They are from UNESCO. They are from World Health. He's an American ambassador. Some of them are very corrupt. Look at the American ambassador that is not corrupt. John Campbell. Go and check. He's been banned from entering into Nigeria. Some people said, oh, but John Campbell was corrupt. I said to them, if he is, the zoo will have released his data. He will have seen it. They will do it. Go to Premium Times and type in Buhari to address Nigerians on 20th. It is no longer there. They removed it. Why did they remove it? Because they know I'm coming on air. You speak, and I'll come and I will destroy the zoo. I will tear you apart. Go and do broadcast. That thing inside us wrong. Go and do broadcast now. Go and do broadcast. Let's see you. When some cockroaches we are saying, oh, but he's in Lagos, in a metro, and I look at those tramps, that's what I call it, and I laugh. They know nothing. Have you seen the airline that flew the body into Abuja, they claim? Where is the airline from? Have you seen the foreign airline? So that now there's a new airline operating from Lagos to Abuja, a special airline that no one has ever seen before. They think we are stupid. They bring out idiots, noisemakers on social media to write garbage. Look at the grave they dug for Abakiari. Even an infant, and a baby that died in the mother's stomach. Was that even up to 2 feet? They dug for somebody who is carrying a contagion. You dug a grave that is so shallow that an ordinary sheep running around and a cat can dig it out. Is that what you're telling me? Are you people well at all? Are your thinking faculties functioning at all? Are they functioning at all? I ask you. Unbelievable. Inside Asorokra is an actor, but he cannot speak. I am waiting for him. And God knows, any day he opens his mouth, I will sweat him live. Let him can speak. I will analyze him frame by frame of his video. That shame will not allow them to bring him out again. They know he cannot speak. Your friend is dead, you did not speak. People are dying of hunger, you cannot address your name, and you say you're president. Hey! President of Black you people you make me sick. Here we try to make you to reason. Are people that blind? If that thing in Asorok is Buhari, get him to address the people. He cannot. Get him to answer questions from journalists. He cannot. Ask him what is your name. He cannot remember. And you say it's Buhari. And has anyone been able to come up with the name of Jonathan's chief of staff? Or Obasanjo had a very colorful regime. Or Obasanjo's chief of staff, do you know him? The answer is no. You don't know because it is an inconsequential position. It's just like my diary keeper. I have a diary secretary that tells me when I'm supposed to visit around the world and when. It reminds me of the time. That is Abakari's job before he died. People are just dumb. Dumb. And how do I know? They keep asking me. Oh, but how do you know? And I want people to understand, when I speak, please try to follow what I'm saying logically and sequentially. Please, what I'm saying logically. Listen carefully to the headline from Vanguard. EU mourns Kyari, says he was passionate about developing Nigeria, especially the North. I will come to his tribalistic tendencies later on. Follow these things very, very carefully, please. The European Union delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS has mourned the passing of late Chief of Staff to the President Muhammad Buhari, who is Abba Kyari. In a condolence message by Ambassador Ketil Carlson, head of the EU delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, the EU expressed sadness at the demise of the statesman. Hey, ordinary Chief of Staff. Not the president, not the vice, not the Senate president, not the Speaker of the House. Because the man has been bribed. They are all benefiting from a corrupt Nigeria. All of them, they're big time, they're benefiting. They're eating, that's what they do. Hey, now listen. Carlson, EU, mind you, EU. Carlson described Kyari as an inspiration to many. Where did you meet him? He is supposed to be in the kitchen cabinet inside Rock, managing Buhari's meeting. Where did you meet him? So when you come to Rock, you come to see Abba Kyari, you no longer go to see the president, you come to see. How do you know he's an inspiration? Where? Which meeting did you attend with him? Hey. Let's continue to read his message. I am saddened to hear about the passing of Abba Kyari. My thoughts are with his family. He became a friend and was an inspiration with his passionate approach to the development of Nigeria in general and the North in particular. He was a Northerner. He wanted the North to do very well. He was actually from what is called, what's the name again? He's from this very tribe. It's called something Arab. He's not Kanu, he's something Arab. His tribe is different. And since his appointment as Chief of Staff of the President in 2015, Abba Kyari was a major player in Nigeria's central government until he died. And I'm asking anybody who has any brain cells left in their brain, who is a Nigerian and who is listening. And where else have you heard about the Chief of Staff to a President described in these terms? Where have you seen them before? Where on this earth have you heard about that before? If you look very closely to what is happening during the prayer of Abba Kyari a few days ago, you will see the real criminals running the zoo. Ismail Issa Funtua was there. Ali, what's his name again? I think it's Nga was there. And the other one as well, I've forgotten his name. Bello was there. The FCT chairman, they were all there, plotting on how to proceed. Issa Funtua owns the largest construction firm in Africa. These were the criminals under Shehu Shagari. He stole so much money. And now he pushes the agenda of the North. You ask him, excuse me, sir, you are a politician. How come he acquired the largest construction firm in the whole of Africa? He cannot tell you. You tell him Nigeria is sweet. Are you telling him that such a person will sit down one day and would not want to pass over Nigeria to his children? and his grandchildren to continue enjoying the way he did. I remember what one useless Alemagiri said was, his name is Mazi Masule. He visited London. People wanted to see him. They were talking, the argument became very heated. Do you know what Mazi Masule said? He's now late. He said, are you telling me that our boys will send our boys to die for this oil and then we abandon it? Let them never do it. Mazi Masule is a statesman, ambassador extraordinaire, all these useless, hopeless accolades from the zoo, from Yoruba media especially. Always promoting mediocrity, always promoting rubbish. Rubbish, and all of you are paying a very huge price for it. That is why the police can get up and kill people, and the newspaper will write allegedly. Alleged. Oh dear me. Let's continue. Now, has anybody been able to tell me who, I'm checking the messages here, nobody can tell me who Obasanjo's chief of staff was. No, they don't know him. How about Jonathan? Do you know him? Do you know Jonathan's chief of staff? Okay, how about, since you don't know, let's bring it close. How about Yaradua? Okay, how about Jonathan's chief of staff? Do you know him? How come all of you now know Abba Kyari? You know Abba Kyari because he is the power behind the throne. You know him because, like Obiano and Ipob and all the rest of them, when you want elections rigged for you, you go, you take off your cap, you kneel down, and they stand on top of you. If you're unfortunate, they will take you to the nearest bathroom and undress you and maybe wrestle you a bit and then pass you on to somebody in Sokoto to use you as well. And then after that one, they now pass you to somebody who is in Medugri to use you. So you can no longer talk. That when they deploy army to your village, bring in police and ask them to kill your people, you can no longer talk. Because they have seen your nakedness in the north. Your fellow men have been using you in the north because you want to stay as a governor. That is the truth and you know it. We must continue. There was a letter that drew everybody's attention. And when this letter came out, a lot of people were complaining and saying, oh, how come another chief of staff would write this type of letter? But those that lacked reasoning said, oh, he's a powerful man. He is the gatekeeper. They love that word, gatekeeper to the president. I laugh. Do you see why they coined the word presidency? Do you see why they have the word presidency all the time? Because nobody is in charge. For Abba Kyari to be there, wielding all the power that he's wielding, he needed the consent of people to be able to do so. The so-called cabal that they have around them. Those that knew that Buhari was dead, they decided to cover it up. Because everybody saw it as an opportunity to loot. Remember how they stole money when Yaradua died? Oh my goodness! They went to Central Bank, they were offloading money in broad daylight, in hardcoins. That's what they're doing now. But only now they're more methodical, more organized. Because Abba Kyari was a very clever man. A very clever man. I give him credit for that. A very clever man. Very cunning. He is. Not clever in terms of intellect, no, of course. Clever rubbish. That's him. Abba Kyari signed a letter in his capacity, so they claim, as the chief of staff to the president, but we know as the de facto president of the zoo. He was writing to the Right Honorable Olufemi Hakim, who is the Speaker of the House of Reps. And the letter goes this way. COVID-19 airport screening. It has been brought to the Honorable Minister of Health the minister's attention, just a typo, recently reported to this office that some members of the House of Representatives are refusing to subject themselves to medical screening at the airport. Are you aware? These airport screenings are our primary line of defense, and refusal by any citizen to subject to these tests is a threat to our nation. Accordingly, you are kindly requested, this is an ordinary chief of staff, writing to the fourth man in line of succession. Say something happens to a president in the zoo, the vice takes over, which is Osibajo. Say something, God forbid, something happens to Sibado, then Lawan or whatever his name is, the Senate president takes over. Say something happens to him, then this man, takes over. In the line of succession in Nigeria, there is no position for the chief of staff to the president. What gave Baba Kyari the audacity to be addressing the fourth in line this way? What gave him the audacity is because not only did he appoint Baba as the Speaker of the House, he is actually the President of Nigeria. Are you following? He said, you are kindly requested, which is a very diplomatic way of saying you better buckle up and remove you. And it was signed by Abba Kyari. He was concerned about airport screening. Isn't this letter supposed to be coming from the president himself if he's so angered, or from the Minister of Health? What has an ordinary chief of staff got to do with it? The only job he would have done is to maybe go to the typist and say, have you typed the letter for the president to sign? That's all he could have said. He said that he actually signed the letter himself, asking the Speaker of the House that represents the people, directing him on what to do. Somebody who was not elected by anybody, an ordinary clerk in the office of the president. But because it is the zoo, and they run a court system, he is now the all-powerful, all-conquering Abba Kyari. But God had other plans. You cannot kill their friends and go free if you like it or not. That is the way it is. That is the way it is. This was the same man to prove that Buhari is no longer alive. This was the same man that went to England and forged WAEC result for Buhari's name to be put on the ballot paper for 2019. He admitted it openly to a Yoruba newspaper, Tribune. Abba Kyari admits receiving Buhari's 1961 WASC certificate from Cambridge. And we know it is confidential. You don't go ask anybody. If you like, okay, send your father now to go back to your old school and ask them to give your father your school result and see if they'll talk to him. Especially in the West. I challenge anybody tonight. Send anybody you like. Send anybody you like to go and pick up your result and see what they will say to you. But here, Abba Kyari said he went to Cambridge and he picked up a certificate. He forged it, and people were there clapping. He forged it with his 92 senior. A name is on the ballot paper, but the man is in a grave in Saudi Arabia. Only in Nigeria. No wonder these diplomats, they come and they take money and they leave. They say it's a bunch of wild beasts. What are we doing here? Abba Kyari went and received school certificate because there was controversy surrounding the eligibility even of the old Buhari in 2015 and the new one they brought in 2019. He said, don't worry. That was why they removed everybody from the court. We control the court, we control the army, we control the police. And when I speak to my Yoruba brethren, Yoruba brothers, can you see what is happening? Yeah, we've seen it all. My brother, what can we do? We've seen it all. Hey! Not knowing that I was the foolish one that I in 2023, whilst I was busy trying to do all I can to save as many people as possible from the damnation that is the Zoological Republic. That is how corruption is. And the whole world knows, and the EU knows. A whole EU is felicitating with an ordinary chief of staff. Ordinary. Hey, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. But we must continue. They held a secret ballot. They are still plotting it. They have given it to, what's his name again? King on a temporary basis. Let's see what is going to happen. But one thing is guiding them. They don't want the world, they don't want foolish Nigerians to know that Buhari is dead. So they are trying to cobble together a compromise. A journalist will report. In Aisha's camp is this person. In Bukamawa's camp is that person. Hey, when you claim Buhari is alive, a man who is a no-nonsense general is alive. And when things are happening, anything, his friend died, he said nothing. And I keep asking, what justification do you have not to say anything? They'll say, oh, And let me say one thing and make it very clear to our Yoruba brethren. Sorry, I keep saying Yoruba all the time because they hold the key in terms of not just the number of people, but their media preponderance. They hold the key when it comes to media coverage and being able to open up things for the world to see. Yoruba did not feel sufficiently ashamed to say, how come that Osinbajo is being sidelined? Nobody mentions his name. Nobody knows where he is. If he's asked questions, they bring somebody wearing a mask, a facial mask. When that person was inside with the act that they have now inside Asoro, they did not show us his face. But when he came out for them to show us Osinbajo's face, he's not wearing a black mask. He's the only one with a black mask. I've been asking if it's okay. Maybe we're not saying he's still under the sun. It's rather than letter. Something considered from Yoruba land. Very, very clear that Albert has been seen in many settings. Even the EU can confirm, Germany can confirm where he got COVID-19, where he got the infection from. The world can confirm that the sort of undertaking, that is normally the prerogative of the president, Albert Kyari is performing it. And people think that is normal. They think it is all okay. But we know it is not okay. And that is why we're exposing them before the whole world. For the world to understand. For the world to understand that the inactive president, Jubril he has not said anything since his so-called, this powerful man died. You said something. Everybody came out to say, why can he not address people live? He cannot do it. Because he's a dummy. The one who said that is a dummy. The other one is trapped in Cuba. Without the presence of Albert Kyari, what can they do? Absolutely nothing. They're in the limbo. That is why they're running all over the place, helter-skelter, trying to see what they can do. Trying to see what they can do to cover up their crime. But they are being exposed, of course. That is what we are doing and will continue to do it. They have, despite their years in office, Fulani, every year they want presidency. Every year they want presidency. But there are countless number of children that do not go to school. These are breeding grounds for terrorism and future bandits. They have breeding ground in the north for terrorists and those who want to go into banditry. There is one thing. They only have 3 occupations in Alamatri territory. You either go into politics, you pledge your allegiance to the British government, they make you one of their spies, they go into politics. That's number 1. Secondly, you can either choose, you have 2 other options, terrorism or banditry, which is Miet Yala. You either choose to join a terrorist group or you join Miet Yala, which is also terrorism but with cattle. Terrorism with cattle. Only 3 options they have. Only 3. Only 3 options they have in the north. And the majority of them are in the 3rd one, which is Alamadiri, which is a harvesting ground for terrorists and for bandits from Yetiala. And they're in the north. And they are the ones who are the president. They are the ones who are saying, oh, the north is backwards. But you have been in power. You have been squandering all the money on this earth, on this same north, and they are still backwards. Why can't Yoruba see this? Why can't Yoruba media see this? And Yoruba, if you're hoping on the oil that is coming from Biafra land, oil is now about $12 per barrel, and nobody's buying it. Are you aware? Nobody's buying the oil. I will explain that later. Nobody's buying the oil. In case you're thinking, oh, it is the oil, let us cling to the oil. I want to let you know that nobody is actually buying the oil. You have to develop your own economy. If you need oil, we'll give you oil for free. You need to be independent, stand on your own. Look at Baggy people. Baggy people, those that own Abuja. Baggy people are estate. They're in Plateau. They're the ones that own Abuja. They are also in parts of Kaduna. Baggy, a very big tribe. But they are there. And the Fulanis came and consumed them. Consumed them. Consumed them. Why can't you stand on your own? So you're telling me that you are now going to live in a country where the president or the vice can only come from certain areas of the country. How about the rest? When will a Bachama person become the president of Nigeria? Become the president of Nigeria? Have you asked yourself that question? You can person become president of Nigeria? It will never ever happen. Is that what you want? Is that the future you want for your children? A future, a life of subservience. And I've been saying it about especially Yoruba Muslims. They are the worst, those from Kwara State. They are the problem. They are the problem. They are the problem because they have split personality, split loyalty. They don't know where they stand. When they are laughing for your calls them, they attend. And then in the meeting with you, the Sultan of Sokoto will call them because I keep saying people don't understand the dynamics in Nigeria. They say we've disbanded SARS. The next day they're still working a country of deceit and liars, and it will consume all of you. Everybody, if you listen and you don't do anything, it will consume you. Go back to your areas and start organizing yourselves to take back your land. Go back to your hometowns, organize yourselves to take back your land. Or else Fulani will drag all of you down and destroy all of you. The process, we now have some announcements to make. We have come to the end of the very noble program. Announcements to make pertaining to just IPOB. I just want to say that I'm impressed with how the feeding program is going, the palliatives you're distributing all over Biafra land. I'm happy with how they are doing it in Delta State, and I'm sure I will also be happy with what they have done in Anambra. I am not happy with what happened in Imo State. I've been told that some coordinators have turned into right distributors. Our coordinators, some of them are now distributing right on. They have started rice business. They have brought the same character of the zoo into IPOB, and I will not have it. I want a full audit. I want to vet everything that has gone on with the food that we have provided so far. The people I'm happy with are those in Delta who already did very well. I think Ambo is tomorrow. I don't know if it's today, but I saw Umunede, very, very good. We like what is happening. I saw Ikotek Bene, very good. I saw Uyo, also very, very good. I hope Anambra will be good also, but Imo State was very, very shambolic. I don't know what is happening. Some of our coordinators are now rice dealers. They have turned into Petit Dangote, Baby Dangote, some of them. They are now selling rice. The rice we gave them to give to the poor masses to eat and be alive for us in this difficult period. Some coordinators are actually having fun and distributing rice. They will be held to account. We are not here to tolerate any evil. We have propagated, we have preached this very gospel this evening. And I must thank each and every one of you for listening. But after this very broadcast,